Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this video I will be showing you how to use Worldedit, all the basics of it, since there's a lot of things in it, and I'm just going to be showing you a portion of what you can do with it. So to start off, the main tool of Worldedit is actually a wooden axe. So you can go to the inventory and search wooden axe and get it, but the easier way is always //wand. And you will just get a wooden axe like that. And to make selections in Worldedit, which is the basic thing, so you left click to set the first point. Actually, I'm just gonna do it somewhere else. So it will say first position, but if you left click it again, it won't say anything because you've already set it as that. And to make the second position, you can do second, you right click to make the second position, and it will also come up with a command like that. And if you press the same block twice, then it won't say anything because, well, you've already selected there. So you've already selected the area. Let's just pretend you can't see it, but you've selected an area, and you can change. The first thing you can do with that area is you can change the material of that area. So that the command for that is /set, and don't worry about set biome because that just sets the biome. And you can set it as anything. You can set it as air, for example, and as you can see, it instantly makes it all into air. And you can set it as mud, just anything that you could think of. And as far as I'm aware, there's really no limits to how big selections can be. But if it's like way too big, it's like thousands and thousands of blocks across and things like that, it can crash the game. That's from what I've heard, but it's never happened to me. It's always been instant every time when I set an area, even if it's hundreds and hundreds and millions of blocks in volume. The selection is still does it pretty quickly without any problems. So you can also replace an area. So let's say I put my first position here and I put my second position there, but I don't want to set the entire place just one material. I want to replace the mud into something else. So what I can do is //replace. And let's say I wanted to replace mud. You type in the block you want to replace first, and then space, and you type the block that you want to replace it with. So let's say I want to replace it back to grass block. So grass is actually just a plant, it's not the block. So keep in mind that you have to actually write grass block. So as you can see, it's been replaced, and you wouldn't really have noticed because, well, yeah. So if the grass in that selection was a different material, then it would not have actually changed the grass because we were only replacing mud. And let's say you make another selection. Also, keep in mind the selection can be higher than just one block. I'm just doing this on a flat surface. So let's say you make this selection and you want to make a gradient, let's say. Let's say a brick gradient. I'm just going to be showing. So you do your normal set and you do your normal, let's say, brick. And you change it to bricks, but as you can see, it's pretty boring. So to make gradients, you do, let's say you want it to be a third brick, a third granite, and a third polished granite. So you can do 33% bricks, and then you do a comma, no space, 33% granite, and comma, no space, and 34%. Since the percentages have to add up to 100, otherwise there'll be just blank spaces. So 34% polished granite, and as you can see, it automatically creates a pretty even gradient, and it is actually a perfect gradient. So when I mean by perfect, I mean all the percentages are perfect. So it doesn't have to be 33, 33, 34. It can be any percentages as long as it adds to 100. They can be let's say they can be 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%, and it can be any material you want. Yeah, so that's pretty useful too. And let's say I wanted to make a stair, like a gutter thing going around this with stairs. So what I mean by that is, let's say smooth quartz stairs, and I want something like this. Normally you'll have to manually do this all along, but with Worldedit you don't, and so you can just set it to smooth stairs. Set smooth quartz stairs, and as you can see, it sets it, but the problem is, for that direction we were lucky it faces the direction that we wanted to face, but for this direction it's gonna look something weird like this. So you don't want it to look like this. You want the stairs to face this direction, right? So in that direction is west, as you can see on my mini west on my mini map. So to change the block state of blocks, this applies for every type of block that has that has block states. You will have to do a hard column, and as you can see, it comes up with stuff. Remember, there will be no spaces between the block and the hard column, and you can do facing, equal sign. There's always no spaces in this part, and we want it to face west, but it's Worldedit, so we'll have to do the direction that's opposite of west for it to actually work. Otherwise, it'll face east. So we'll have to do east and finish it up with a hard column and no spaces, and you enter. And as you can see, it faces east. And on corners, you have to manually do this to make it connect. But anyways, so if you do west, it will face the other direction. That's just how Worldedit works. And let's say you didn't want the stairs to be pointing upwards. You want it to be going downwards like this. So the way to do that is, so basically what I'm saying is, how do you add multiple entries to your block? So the way to add multiple entries to your block is, let's say you want it to face east and face downwards. So you add a comma, no space, half bottom. Oh wait, sorry, half top. Half top. So let's say you wanted to half top, close it up. As you can see, it makes it the other way. So basically you can add every block state of a block in there. You just have to separate it with commas, and it works for every block and type of block that has a block state. It's the same thing, and it will, as soon as you put the hard column correctly, it will guide you through all the block states and what you have to write. So that's basically very straightforward. And now we will get to the fun part. So one of the most useful features as well of Worldedit is copy and pasting. So the same thing, you do your two selections, and then you would write // copy, right? You write // copy, but that's not what you do. So yes, that is what you do, but you have to remember where you stand. So let's say you stand in front of your structure that you want to copy right here. So you need to remember that you're standing right here, one block south of your structure, on the eastern point. So you write / copy, and then when you want to paste it, you'll write / paste, and it'll paste it exactly where it is. So you have to remember where you stand, where you stood, because it will paste it exactly the same way. So now it will always paste it in front of me, just like that, to my west. Sorry, and yes, it's pretty useful. And you can also rotate the thing, rotate the structure. To do that, you do / rotate, and you can rotate it 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. 270 degrees, or -90, and it's pretty straightforward. And you can even rotate it 1 degrees, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, anything. But I suggested just doing 90, 180, and 270, because if you rotate it at a weird angle, it will kind of break the whole thing. There will be just gaps, and the whole structure will be broken, and you'll have to spend hours fixing it up. So I don't recommend doing that. So I'll show you what I mean. So rotate it 90 degrees, and it will always be clockwise. So north will be let's imagine north was 12, and then it rotates to east, and then south, and then points to west. So I'll copy and paste it again. So in theory, this will rotate like that, and it should be in front of me right there. So something to keep in mind is that when you rotate a structure, the place that you stand is also going to be rotated. So you won't be standing here to paste the structure. You'll be standing at the rotated spot, and you can do 180, 270, anything like that. And what if you ask, what if I want to mirror this thing? So let's say I want to mirror it this way, or upside down, or something like that. The way to do that is we simply face towards the direction that you want to mirror it. So let's say I wanted to mirror it this way. I face towards there, and I / flip, and the clipboard will be flipped, which is very useful. Something to keep in mind is that the place that you stand will always be flipped to. So let's say I want the structure to spawn right here. I won't be going all the way somewhere here to paste it. I will actually just move it over one block here, and I'll do / paste, and yeah, that was not meant to happen. And I'll do yeah, this is quite tricky. If you like face slightly off, it will paste to a different area. So yeah, but yeah, so it will mirror the spot that you pasted at. So as you can see, I won't be going all the way here to paste it. I will just stand here. So yeah, it's pretty useful, even though I accidentally did it wrong, but normally it comes up correctly. So you can mirror it, you can mirror it upside down, you can mirror it any direction, and you can even do it without facing the direction. To do that, you / flip, and you can, as you can see, there's all the points. So you can write S for south, or east for east, or N for north, and W for west, and that's pretty straightforward too. And yeah, as you can see, I undid what I did. So yeah, so every time when you do something, when you paste something, or you set something, or you replace something, or you do something like that, you can always / undo, and it will undo your last edit. And if you undo it again, as you can see, you'll undo that edit. And if you accidentally undid too much, you can always do / redo, and now we'll redo the last undo action that you did. And something to also keep in mind is that it will not undo your rotations or mirroring or things like that. So if you accidentally rotate it too much, you have to rotate it back, or if you flipped it the wrong direction, you have to flip it back. And another feature of Worldedit is if you want your actions to just affect one type of block. So what I mean is, let's say I want to change all the brick textures here into grass, for example. So what I'll have to do is // but I don't. You can do / replace all the brick and things. But if you just want it, in larger scales, it will be more useful to use gmask, which is / gmask. And let's say I wanted to change. So basically, you make your actions only affect one type of block. So let's say / gmask bricks, and that will set the global gmask. So all your actions will only affect that type of block. So now when I do / set grass, / set, yeah, so I was meant to do grass blocks, but as you can see anyways, I / set the grass, and not everything gets turned into grass, only the things in bricks, and these are empty because it automatically updates the blocks and they broke. So yeah, this is a very useful thing to have if you just want to change one type of block. And yeah, you can and the global gmask lasts forever. So to disable the global gmask, you'll just do / gmask, and the global gmask will be disabled. And let's say you wanted to our next command will be / set stack. So let's say you wanted this brick to you wanted a line of 50 bricks that way, but you'll have to manually do this because you can't set your second point midair. So a useful thing to do is you make your 2 points the same block. Actually, you can the stack command, you can do it for as big as an area you want. So let's say you wanted to stack this entire thing 50 times over and over again, it would automatically do that. But for this demonstration, I'll just be doing a single block. So I've already made my 2 points, and then I face the direction I wanted to stack, and I'll do / stack and the amount of blocks you want to stack it. So let's say I want to do 50. It will stack it exactly 50 blocks. And it will work for as big as an area you select. So our next command is / move. So let's say I wanted to move this entire thing 2 blocks over. I will select my 2 points, and I will face the direction that I want to move it in, and then I'll do / move and the amount of blocks you wanted to move. So 2, let's say, and it'll move it 2 blocks, and it will fill the empty blocks with air, unless you set a block that you wanted to. Unless you set a block that you want to fill the empty spaces with. So yeah, you wouldn't be usually using this, but I'm just showing here as a demonstration, just in case you will need it someday. So our our next command is //line. So let's say you wanted to make a line from here to there, or even a diagonal line from here to there, but you want it to be a perfect line, or you just can't be bothered to place it manually. So you do your 2 points as usual, and you do //line and the block that you want it to use. So let's say grass block, and as you can see, it will make a perfect diagonal line. It will work for any angle and straight too, and it can even work for things like this. As you can see here, it will I'm pretty sure this uses like mathematical formulas, so it will always be perfect. And our final command that I'll be showing you today is //brush. So this command, it basically creates like a shape wherever you click somewhere. And let's say so what I'm saying is I want to spawn like a sphere here. I just click there and it will spawn a sphere from that block. So we're not going to be using the wooden axe because this is our main tool. So we will be getting something like any tool, but you can't. So it's basically any tool. So let's say I'm going to be using a wooden shovel just for demonstration. So I get myself a wooden shovel, and then I //br, and so as you can see, there's all these things you can do: bind, apply, all things. But for this demonstration, I'll be just showing the basic shape, and what I mean by that is sphere, just for example. But you can do any shape. But for demonstration purpose, I'll just be showing you a sphere. So you have the sphere, and you can set the block that you want it to do. For this purpose, I'll just be doing dirt. And now you can set the size. So the size is the radius of the sphere. So let's say 2. So I've set the sphere for 2, and let me click somewhere. As you can see, it creates a sphere making that block the center, and with a radius of 2. So as you can see, I can just click as many times as I want, and no matter what the range is, it will always work. So this is a pretty quick tool to use. It's very good for landscaping, and gmask also works for this too. So if you didn't want the brush to affect these blocks, you can gmask and then anything like that. And something to keep in mind is all the /set, /replace, stack, /move, not stack, /line and /brush. You can always use the percentages. So let's say you wanted to make a sphere that consisted of half dirt and half coarse dirt. You can do a percentage, 50% dirt, comma, and 50% coarse dirt. So, and this will make a gradient too. It works for the line too. Basically just all this type of command. And Blockstates work for this too. So if you have blocks that have consisting of has block states, and you want it to have a certain block state, you can also do the hard comma, and I mean not hard comma, the hard brackets and things like that. So it's all pretty straightforward from this point on. I hope that you found this tutorial useful, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Who knows when that will be.